Was the Maleurous a good saga? Calamity. The whole idea of your innkeeper transforming into one of the most brutal, haunting, and threatening villains is incredible. Keith was an amazing villain who was fleshed out throughout the saga and was the perfect opposition to the hero, especially after taking control over their dragon. In all honesty, the F13 events could have just ended there. But no. Here comes the Maleurous. 7, technically 8, mysterious beings released from Valtred's mask. I was actually really excited for this saga when the Firmament quest had dropped. There were so many possibilities for how this story would pan out, what dangers these beings would bring, and what all this would lead up to. Not to mention that we had to team up with someone who was apparently equally as capable as the hero. Then came the introduction of Sinnoh and, well, the swift death of it. Sinnoh did okay for the first of the Maleurous. Now it was time to meet Remtalas. Remtalas was introduced in Ex Sominis Fabula, where he basically made us fight Yuanta while playing mind games with us. Oh yeah, we also see some random cutscenes where Remtalas is inverted too. He doesn't get much development until the next part of the saga. In the next part, basically Mr. Nameless imprisoned the entire town of Frostvale over jealousy and loneliness. Sally lends a helping hand, Remtalas kills him off, and tries to continue bantering with us, and then we wake up. That's it, that's the plot in this part. It is now time to meet not one, but two more cryptic beings. We're back at Falconreach, dealing with Zorbug's shenanigans once again. However, this time he wants us to fetch some golden bones. And as a responsible hero, we go on this quest. Over there we meet Lock and Key, who are about to give us some information, but then Key started malfunctioning. Again, as a responsible hero, we go inside Key to remove the source of the instability. This gives us the most interesting war yet. A few moments later, we successfully kill the root and Key has been fixed. Lock and Key explain that they are storage units who were woken up and that their role is to gather interesting knowledge. After a brief convo, the hero agrees to leave Lock and Key alone as they are under threat. The hero returns to Falconreach with the golden bones and Zorbug continues to make a mockery of himself. Now this is where the saga gets really good. The avatars tell us that the Angel of Azavir has stolen something of great importance apparently, and this time we are joined by a trusty dragon.
Azavir isn't already summoned by us in every single fight.
The avatars explain that the angel was a champion of her people who allowed herself to bond with the doomed spirit to wipe out dragons. After a brief mission overview, the avatars send the heroes and Draco close to the angel's sanctuary. After meeting Warna halfway through fighting the undead, I really do like her motive, and it's really neat that she's somewhat of a parallel towards Yuanta. She then declares that she'll save Lore from inevitable betrayal, including from Draco. Though the hero swears that Draco would never betray them, Warna points out Keith, noting that the dragon allowed themselves to be used against the hero. Man, this was pretty sick, referring to the prequel saga like this. After finding Warna, she gives the artifact she had stolen to the heroes. The hero asks Yuanta what she wants to do with Warna. Yuanta, empathizing with Warna's goal of justice for her people, spares Warna on the condition of no longer opposing the avatars and hunting dragons. Warna accepts, telling them that the Angel of Azavir will no longer be a threat. After the heroes leave, Warna's crown, aka the Doom Spirit, fades away, and she is implied to die after the Doom Spirit leaves her. Since she wasn't shown to be dead on screen, I'm really hoping she returns one day, but for now, a reference to her in the Convergence arc will do. Back at the Firmament, the avatars congratulate Yuanta and the hero. The hero asks what artifact did they recover. This prompts several attempts to hide the answer and disagreements between the heroes and the avatars. Soon the avatars comply, and it is revealed that the artifact was the egg of Fluffy, the savior who was reborn. Just wow. I'm actually surprised that this part of the saga had multiple surprises like this. The avatars apologize for not trusting the heroes with this information, before agreeing to call upon them later. Damn, looks like the avatars are really learning something, huh? Well, whatever, the egg is now safe with the avatars. On to Maleurous. A random mech hand rises up and falls down onto the ground. The avatars become aware of a new Maleurous called Maleurous, and they request us to stop it. Yuanta and the hero go to some unknown location to find Maleurous. After finding the entrance of Maleus' construct, the heroes briefly try to find a way. Lock and Key then appear, assuring them that Maleus is no threat and that they are helping Maleus gain freedom by helping it get the Avatar's attention. As they offer to open up the entrance to Maleus' construct, they sense someone else. As Remtalas attempts to freeze everyone, Lock and Key shield themselves and the heroes. This was mad hype. How did Lock and Key even shield us? Remtalas and the heroes have a back and forth argument. The hero then asks why Remtalas is so interested in Maleus, so he explains that Maleus is a tool that can be used to free many of their shackles. While he keeps trying to persuade the hero asks Lock and Key to hold off Remthalas. They agree, opening the entrance to Miles' construct, prompting Remthalas to declare he will return with reinforcements. After destroying a bunch of machines, we meet Miles. Apparently, Miles is an ancient mech and he can recall small memories of some explosion. Now he was awakened but with an error, a seed. Miles thanks us after we destroy the seed upon his request. The heroes leave to check in on Lock and Key, only to find them motionless on the ground. Renthalas claims that they are unharmed, while a mysterious hooded member of the Maleurous greets the heroes, the final Maleurous member. As the hooded figure talks with the hero reiterates that they are doing things by choice because it's right. The figure questions if the hero's definition of right is their own or the avatar's, before questioning what makes the avatar's orders objectively correct. This whole conversation is really awesome, and I highly suggest you to play the saga if you want to really understand the motives behind these characters, as I'm not going to repeat the dialogues over here. Eventually, Yuanta gets enraged and rushes towards the hooded figure. Renthalas makes Yuantas fall asleep before going away with the final Maleurous. We return to the avatars with an asleep Yuanta and two components of Lock and Key. The avatars assess the situation carefully, trying not to kill the hero. Lock and Key revive themselves because, plot, I guess? Anyways, they're being accused of being bad and other things, but Yuanta and the hero vouch for them. After a small argument, the hero starts talking some sense into the avatars, telling them that they might be making a mistake if they don't hear Lock and Key out. The whole conversation between Lock and Key and the avatars is really good. After the conversation, one of the avatars have detected some Maleurous activity on the same location as Miles' construct. As per the convenience of storytelling, we are now teleported back to the location. As it turns out, the final Maleurous is trying to enter Miles' construct. They say that they don't want Miles, they just want the ruins. The final Maleurous offers a friendly contest. If the heroes can defend the ruins from whatever they throw at the heroes, then they would leave the place. If not, well, they'll go back to doing whatever they were. The heroes talk to Miles about this, and he decides to try to activate the unit and launch away from the planet while the heroes fight the contest. It is now time for the revelation. The peak of the saga is finally here. The final Maleurous comes to the construct for a little chat again, but oops, Yuanta and the hero caught them off guard with a laser beam. Meet Nota Liar. Get it? Get it? Apparently, Yuanta recognizes her as someone else who she killed before. As it turns out, the person who did get killed off was not her but a mere duplicate. Anyways, Nota proceeds to give one of the best villain monologues of all time to the heroes. This also further makes us question what the avatars are doing. Again, I would heavily recommend you to play through this yourself, as this part is just perfection. Like, this was high. Anyway, Nota leaves shortly after that big speech. She realizes that Miles is activating the runes and therefore throws in an additional challenge, the Twisted Amalgam. The hero makes short work of it, unless you choose the extreme version, in which case, well, rest in peace. Now that the amalgam is gone, Miles completes his activation and we get a full look at his epic dragonoid form. He thanks us all before yeeting to space. Nota continues to make us question the avatars in a really compelling way. Again, good job devs. And the heroes go back to the firmament to ask the avatars what's going on. Eventually the quest fades out with the avatars and Lock and Key in the firmament while the heroes have gone back to the inn. What a nice way to end the... Oh wait, is this a post-quest scene? Nota gets into Miles' construct because she only promised to leave the place, not the ruins. Nota begins to have a conversation with Miles. This leads to the ultimate rise and the fall of the saga. So we start with Nota's backstory, where she seems to be a lonely child who keeps praying to the avatars for something to get better. This keeps continuing until she stops believing in them and takes matters into her own hands. Once the backstory has been fully explained to Yuanta and the hero, Nota continues to rant about what the avatars did to her. Yeah, the avatars are really trash since book 1, but honestly Nota shouldn't have expected them to do anything due to divine laws or whatever. This segment of the story is pretty dang controversial because of the nature of this topic. I don't mind this, but it is certainly outside of the usual DragonFable storytelling. Anyway, Nota also seems to be fascinated by the Exalted and their technology. Eventually, the heroes are teleported back to the firmament and they recap Nota's backstory for the avatars. It seems that the avatars are finally coming around and changing. There might be a glimmer of hope for them. But wait, what's that crack? Miles just barged in, Peak is here! And that's the introduction of the Reckoning War. Sheesh, what a way to begin the war, huh? Nota meets up with the heroes for a chat again amidst the current war. We get the reasoning behind why Miles is helping Nota over here, and a lot of Exalted loot. Again, play the quest because this was peak Maleurous. After that useful chat, the heroes and Nota go back to their regular warring shenanigans. Revolution. The one quest that changed everything. The one quest that caused so much backlash. The quest begins with the avatars and Maleurous going all out on a massive nuke against each other. Like, if you thought Calamity had awesome visuals, Maleurous tosses it into the water with its incredible quest animations. Anyway, this nuke causes the firmament to basically shatter and our heroes fall into the Deadlands. For a short time, we get a cool visual where Lock and Key and Nota shield the hero. Anyway, the avatars are reduced to orbs and Maleurous is reduced to a mech humanoid thing, I think. Nota and Yuanta banter for a bit until the hero tells them to shut up. But now, here comes the issue. The hero is supposed to choose between Nota and Yuanta. This is such a stupid moment. I'll try to keep this segment as short as I can, but let's just get into this. Look, I get it. Nota had great reasons for what she did and she had compelling arguments against avatars. But genuinely, if you see these avatars actually begin to learn from their mistakes, would you still really want to oppose them? I think Maleurous did state that even though Nota is objectively in the wrong here, the choice still exists because you're supposed to be free to choose your side in this war. And you know what? Fair argument. The whole theme of this saga has been about being free to choose your own destiny, so it is true to the saga. But it is still very ridiculous we even get this choice to begin with. Anyways, either side you pick, you get an awesome fight that corresponds to the side you chose, and Remtalas gives a small cameo before leaving. After a fight with either Nota or Yuanta, an understanding is reached between them and they head back to Li Shek, with Yuanta watching over Nota to ensure she doesn't do something bad. At this point, the Maleurous saga just continues to shoot itself in the foot with every new quest, sadly. Although there are some cool moments in this saga later on. So we are back at the inn where Nota is trying to fix Maleurous, while Yuanta and the hero are chillin'. Remtalas interrupts Nota's work and asks her to help him free the Equilibria. Now that did gather some interest back for me. They were constant rumors that the Equilibria is a thing in DragonFable, this and that, with the amount of random non-canon codes the devs have given to us and all that. Seeing it finally actualized in the game, in the book 3 finale and over here is mind-blowing. Anyway, Remtalas makes everyone go into a dream mode for the 100th time in this saga. He asks us to help him free the Equilibria, to which Nota disagrees as it is just a concept.
Looks like someone didn't play the book 3 finale.
Nota gets a few comedic lines in while all this is happening. Due to that, Remtalas gets pissed and causes havoc in the dream world, which honestly looks really good visually. Anyway, Lock and Key give the hero a short briefing to break down the barriers between the dream layers and find Fishman. So throughout this war, we get 3 quests where we see different dreams of Yuanta, Maleurous and Nota respectively. Yuanta's dream is great as it does dive slightly deeper into her character, and it's even cooler that we get to see Wana as a vision, so no complaints there. Malerous's dream quest is just some cryptic memories that you wouldn't exactly understand, but it's alright. Nota's dream quest doesn't do much for her character, but it does give us an exalted cannon for easy warring, so there's that. For Yuanta and Nota's dreams, Remtalas does appear to torment us, but for Maleurous it's just sheep, which I'm not sure if it was Remtalas' intervention or not. But now it's time for the Maleurous finale. Rebirth. This quest is the basic definition of what happens if you don't flesh out your character properly. I'm genuinely shocked that this happened when we just had such a compelling villain in the prequel saga. How do you go from K-Thief to this? The gang arrives into Remtalas' dream and proceeds to get covered in smoke. Remtalas pops out at random moments, creeping the gang out, and there are some inverted Remtalas moments too. Remtalas does act really scary and mysterious here, by the way, and finally it was time to reveal the madness. Now I don't care if there was a bad build up towards this part, but this scene was just really cool. I cannot stress how well done this scene was from the beginning of the quest till here. Remtalas puts on the iconic Maleurous mask and reveals himself to be an absolute abomination possessed by Cthulhu. Throw in a good DFS track and bam, perfect reveal. Darken? You genuinely cook with this design. After we beat him up, Remtalas disintegrates or vaporizes and we wake up from the dream. Now here comes the second issue. The death was played out as if we were supposed to feel bad for him, which I really didn't get. Remtalas did nothing but annoy the heroes, and now when he reveals his madness and before dying talks about his parents and people, it just does not pay off. How am I supposed to take this character seriously if he doesn't show any sort of hints towards his madness until way later properly? Like, we only get like very slight glimpses of his inverted version, and it's not even that certain that he's actually like innocent in that case. It's just random glimpses. You can't really make head or tails of that. Whatever. So after waking up, the hero asks if there was a way to save him, which again does not work. We get some balanced prayer with Nota and Yuanta reciting, which is kind of nice. On to the Remembrance. So this whole quest is basically a massive load drop to cover for the lack of character development throughout the saga, so just play the quest for that. I won't talk about it. But what I will talk about is the nighttime conversation. Before Nota or Yuanta come in, depending on your revolution choice, there is this small convo that the hero has with Serenity statue. This whole conversation is perfect. It goes to show how far the hero has come, and it just feels so nice to see the hero reflecting on this whole journey they have been through between Calamity and the Maleurous. Also, again, the music choice for this scene is brilliant. There wasn't much for Yuanta's part, just standard conversation, but for Nota, there was an actually good conversation. I believe this was when Nota actually proved that she can be in the team even after all she has done. It felt genuine. With that, the Maleurous saga is finally concluded. Oh, why did we get a sequel? You might be thinking, why are you covering this? It's not a part of the Maleurous saga technically. And to that I say, well, you're right. However, Defiers of Fate attempts to fix Remtalas's lack of character development, but it unfortunately falls off like the later parts of the Maleurous saga. The gang's fishing, and suddenly Johnny Fish returns for revenge and takes us into the water. We meet up with Aquila and help her out in freeing the Abyssal tribe from the Ancient One's control. In the area, a shade of Cthulhu comes in. We fight it, Aquila purifies the area, and Remtalas gets a proper funeral.
Why?
Along with some more low drop. There, that's the basic plot of Defiers of Fate, at least so far. Pretty much an insignificant addition to the story, but I had to cover ground. Alright, look, the Maleurous saga is not a perfect saga, but was it a good saga? Did it give a decent story with an interesting concept? Yes. In my opinion, the Maleurous is a decent saga regardless of its flaws. This is mainly because it still has a lot of great moments throughout the saga, such as everything pre-Reckoning finale, and some moments during Reawakening and Defiers of Fate. I've already ranted about the pick a side thing in the Reckoning finale, and more so I won't repeat the points. While those factors do bring down the saga, they don't turn the saga into an absolute garbage dump. Now this video isn't to hate on the developers or to insult their writing in any way. They did the best they could, and the saga did shape into a good one at the end. It's not up there with the great sagas like Valor, Calamity or Voidship, but it's definitely better than most of the other sagas in DragonFable. I will give this saga credit though for being one of the few stories to hint towards the Equilibria, and I can't wait to see how Nota and Yuanta will be incorporated into Book 4's main story, because let's face it, they're definitely showing up for this one. Oh well, that's all I've got for this video. Thanks for watching.